How's it going, guys? Alex here. In today's video, I'm going to be going step by step and walking you through how I create these sports card cubes. Hope you learned something. This is a very in-depth video. It's going to be one of my longer videos. Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks. This next sports card cube is going to feature Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and probably Rashee Rice. I got to see what kind of cards I have, but yeah, these sports card cubes, this is something I came up with. I started with just making regular sports cards and then kind of evolved into making these more 3D sports card cubes. Let me know what you guys think, but I believe I'm the only one doing it. This is basically just a baseball card holder that I found on Amazon, and then I cut up cards and kind of put them in there. So I'm about to show you guys my entire process. This is what I have on deck. I'm going to do a Patriots one next, so stay tuned, guys. Like and subscribe. Let's get into it. So I pulled out one of my tubs here. I know I have a pile of just Chiefs cards, which should have last year's Mahomes, Kelce, and Rashee Rice. So I'm going to flip through some of these, and then I'll show you guys what I come up with. After looking in that other tub for about 15 minutes, I remembered that I actually made this a while back. So I'm almost positive what I'm looking for is in here. I'm going to pull this out and show you guys. Alright, I think it should be in here. Yeah, these are all Chiefs cards, so there's a Rice. I might use that one. It has to be from last year too, that's a tricky thing. But I know I got a bunch of Prisms. I'm looking for Prisms from last year. There's a Karlaftis. Derek Alexander. I used to love Derek Alexander because my name's Alex, so I thought that was cool. My friend's dad had that in his collection. He's kind of the reason I got into sports cards. He used to give me cards all the time. This one was awesome. I was probably in like 5th grade when he gave me that. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. All right, I think they're in that box in that bag. All right. I'm gonna go through these real quick. All right, we could use a Chris Jones. We might end up using that. MVS made some good plays in the playoffs, but you did not do good in the regular season, so I'm not gonna use you. Clyde, no. Juju, okay. So this must be from, these are 2022s. So I can't use these actually. Drop Darius Tony. Alright, I'm gonna put these back in the bag then. Alright, so I need to find from the 2023 season. Alright, this Rice might work, although I'd hate to cut up one of those parallels. This would work. Drop Darius Tony, silver. Hopefully he turns into something because this would be a cool card. Alright, I'm going to look through here. What year are these? Shout out Give It To Me breaks. Alright, these are 2023, so hopefully we can find... Well, I guess I could use a Pacheco. So I just need 3 players from the 2023 season. Obviously, you're going to have Mahomes and Kelce, so it's about that 3rd one. Who should I use? So this Pacheco actually will work. I might end up using that one. That one's pretty cool. Felix Anadike Uzama. Didn't get to play that much. Not going to use him. Larry Johnson. Sky Moore, bust in my opinion. MVS had a terrible year. Nick Bolton would be good. There's another Pacheco. Oh, there's Mahomes, but they gave him that big head. I don't like I like how that card looks. It's not gonna look good in my sports card cube. Shamari Connor. All right, so we're still looking for the right cards. I'm almost positive. I think I should have them, but there's another Pacheco, Drew Tranquil. These are all 2023. Chris Jones would work, I guess. I'll set that one aside. Also, drop Terrius Tony. No. Random Frank Clark. Ooh, a Snead one would be pretty sick too. I'm gonna set that aside. I guess I could do all defense since I already have a Chiefs offense one up there. Chris Jones, Karlaftis. I'm not seeing Pat. Nicole Hardman autograph. Pacheco. Eric Bear. All right. I'm going to look in this bag. Let's see. I did a bunch of breaks on TikToks. Like the TikTok breaks. So I know I did some Prism. Let's see if it's in here. That's my Rashee Rice jersey rookie card. I would love for Rashee Rice to pull his head out of the gutter so that this card can become maybe worth something one day, but we'll see about that. Pretty clean card though. Pat Mahomes, press proof 21, Larry Johnson. All right, it's gotta be in here. Jamal Charles, Sammy Watkins, Lynn Dawson, Tyrann Mathieu, Holmes, Watkins. I think I have all my patties somewhere else. I think all of my Pat Mahomes are set aside, so I might have to look for those. It's been a while since I got in here. Willie Gay, Nick Bolton, Nicole Hardman. Oh, this one I thought was cool. Tyreek and Patty. All right, there we go. Pat Mahomes is a 23. All right. So this is what we're gonna use for the centerpiece. Gotta have Patty in there. So we can do Patty, Pacheco, and Jones if we have to, but let's see if we have a Kelsey. Oh yeah, here's all my patties. Not all of them, but a handful of them. Oh, this Snead is cool too. Trent McDuffie, that would be cool. And there's Kelsey right there. So we're gonna use, let me pull it out. I never pull out. These are all Travis Kelce's, that's why they're there. All right, so we're gonna do Pat Mahomes in the middle, Travis Kelce on his left side, and then Pacheco on his right. This is Mosaic Pacheco. I'm gonna see if I have a Prism. I might. All right, guys, so these are the cards that I'm gonna be using. I got the Isaiah Pacheco Prism. I ended up finding that. I have a Chris Jones. I can't decide between these two right now. I'm gonna have to decide real quick, but let me know which one you guys would go with in the comments. I'm probably leaning towards Pacheco, only because on the last one I did Chris Jones, Kelsey, and Mahomes. And I haven't done a ton of work with Pacheco, and he's one of my favorite players. I love how hard he runs, and I know he's a fan favorite here in Kansas City, so probably gonna do Pacheco, but I also got Mahomes and Kelsey. These are the cards I'm gonna use, probably like this with Mahomes in the middle, Pacheco on his right, and Kelsey on his left. And now I'm gonna show you guys what I use to make the sports card cubes. So I get these off Amazon. Well, I don't want to show my address there. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this open and show you guys what they look like before I put artwork into them. So this is the base. This is the part. Let's go ahead and plug it in and make sure everything lights up all right. Should be good to go. there you have it. So then this would be the cube. All right, looking good. So it sits on there like that. I'm gonna cut up the cards, put the ring in there, make it look real good. So I'm gonna go ahead and set these aside for now. All right, so the first thing I'm looking at here is I wanna make sure I have enough headroom. So with Prism, it's pretty nice. Do you see that gap between the top of his head and the top of the card? About a ½ inch there. And then the name to the bottom of the card, about 1 inch. But that gives pretty much this whole body of Pacheco plenty of room to fit in the box. So with some of the other ones I've done, I've had to cut them at their feet. Like I'll show you this one. I had to cut his feet a little bit just to make them fit. But with these Prisms, see, like you see Mahomes there, cut it right above his ankle just to get everything to fit, and their heads are kind of touching the top there. So I think these Prisms are perfect size. I might even be able to fit their name tags. We'll see. This Kelsey one's a little bit different. You see how his head is going up above right there. So I'm kind of looking at it, kind of visualizing how that's going to look in there and if there's going to be enough space. So the first thing I do is just kind of take my cards, feel around how much space there's going to be, and kind of really just visualize what it's going to be in that box. So now as I visualize what I want to do with these cards, I'm having a problem. Not really a problem, just a decision I'm going to have to make. But if you look at these 2 past sports card cubes that I've made, you'll see that this one has 2 people in the front and 1 person in the back. So it has Mahomes, Kelsey in the front, Chris Jones in the back. And this one is opposite. It has Josh Allen in the front, Diggs in the back. Then that's Gabe Davis in the back also. So it's 2 in the back, 1 in the front, or 2 in the front, 1 in the back. And I think I like 2 in the front and 1 in the back better. I think you can just see more of everybody. It also might be that this patch, this Buffalo Bills patch, is just kind of too big for this box, but I think I'm going to go ahead and go with the 2 in the front, 1 in the back, and then I'm going to do Mahomes up here on the left, kind of like I did on this one. I'm going to do Kelsey in the back because he's kind of jumping forward. So this is the kind of stuff I look at, but I'm doing Mahomes on the left because his face is facing to the right. So when you look at the sports card cube, like I did with this one, you want your eye to be drawn to the center. Just like Mahomes is looking over here, so you're naturally going to kind of look over here and follow his eyes over into this middle part here. And then same thing with Pacheco. Pacheco is facing the inside of the sports cube, so it just makes sense to have both of them looking in the middle as opposed to, well, I mean, you don't really want them looking off to the sides. So just stuff like that. I'm a graphic designer. I got a degree in graphic design, so little stuff like that is I'm kind of always keeping my eye on, and just trying to make these sports card cubes as cool as possible. So, and then Kelsey is straight on and kind of running straight at you. So I think it'll be cool to have him in the back with both Pacheco and Mahomes kind of staring right into him. All right, guys, it's very important that when you use these X-Acto knives that you cycle in the fresh tips, the fresh razor blades at the end, because if you have a dull one, you're gonna be pressing harder, it's gonna wear you out easier, and you're not gonna be as accurate. These break easily. This one literally has rust on it, but I bought this 200 pack, so I'm constantly cycling new blades in. I'll probably go through a couple per card. I just want to make sure that I have fresh X-Acto knives. Makes it a lot easier. You get a cleaner cut. And be careful with these guys. Alright guys, I'm going to just go ahead and get started with this. We're going to start with the Pacheco. I'm pretty much just going to follow the outside of his body, the top of his head, all the way around to the other part of his body over down here. And then I think I'm going to leave the name tag in for now. And we'll see how it fits inside the sports card cube. We might be able to include name tags, which is something I haven't done in either of the other two sports card cubes that I've made. And then of course, cut out this middle part. So you're pretty much just gonna cut him out with the name tag. So let's get into it. Alright, now that I have Pacheco completely cut out and ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and pull this Mahomes out of this top loader here and start cutting him out. Once I get Mahomes cut out, I'll go ahead and get started on Kelsey. Alright, so there you have it, guys. I have Kelsey, Mahomes, and Pacheco all cut out. So now I'm going to go ahead and pick out my paper. I'm probably going to use just the same gold flake that I did on the last one. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. You see that gold flake? And then on this one, I did like a blue glitter back behind the players. All right, so here's the cube. I'm gonna go ahead and measure it. This cutting board that I have here has dimensions, or has a ruler thing on it. So 3 by 3. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut 3 by 3 out on that gold flake paper. Alright, so now we have all the elements for the sports card cube. We got Mahomes here, Kelsey, and Pacheco. So again, it's going to go Mahomes on the left, Kelsey in the back, Pacheco to the right of Mahomes, and then this gold, well, the gold goes in the back, and then the ring, Super Bowl ring, goes up front and center. So now we're going to go ahead and move to getting everything in this cube without making it look too messed up. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm just gonna kind of get everything lined up in here and just see how it looks without putting anything glued down. So let's place the gold background in. Let's put the ring here. I haven't done this yet. This has all been concept, but okay, we might have to trim that plastic piece down a little bit, but that doesn't look too bad. Pacheco, my homeboy. Kelsey in the back. It's gonna look cool. I'm excited for this one. But you can kind of get an idea of what it'll look like here. I think it's gonna look real good. Alright guys, I'm gonna have to do something a little risky here. I haven't done this in the past, but in order to get this ring to sit down how I want it here, I need it to kind of slide in that slot there. You can see there's that plastic piece not allowing me to slide that ring in there. So I've got these clippers here. I'm gonna try to just cut the top of that off, and I'm gonna hope that it doesn't just send a crack through the whole bottom of the case. So this is risky. If it does, this thing's pretty much gonna be ruined. I'm hoping for a clean cut. Ooh, that may have been exactly what we needed right there. Let's see if this sits down any better. Perfect. That's exactly how I want it right there. I'll throw a little glue on there so it doesn't wobble back and forth, and we'll call it good. That fits in there pretty snug now. I like that. Cool, that went well. Alright, so as I'm kind of setting these up here, I realize it looks like it's going to work out perfect, but that's what we're looking at. I think it's going to turn out good. So the challenging part is getting it all to fit and gluing them down. So I use these plastic pieces. I'm going to take the ring out, but you see these plastic pieces, they're perfect to glue Mahomes and Pacheco onto. So there's one on each side. So if you can see, I'm going to kind of overlap their names. So the names probably won't be super visible, but they're good to use for gluing. And I'm going to run them right up to the edge over here on the left side, and also the right side over here, because we want to make a window in between them so that Kelsey can kind of pop in and you'll still be able to see him in the back, just like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue these down, and this is where it gets tricky. You want to use very minimal glue, and I'm just using regular super glue. The less glue you use, the better. This stuff can leave like a white residue behind, and when that happens, it can get kind of tricky to clean it up, and it gets a little messy. So I try to use as very little glue as possible. So here we go. So I actually just had a change of thought. I'm gonna go ahead and glue the gold piece in the back first to get that out of the way. That way I'm not trying to maneuver around the players when they're glued in there. So I'm gonna do gold piece, probably Kelsey, and then Pacheco, Mahomes, and then the rig. So I'm gonna work from the back up. That way I'm not trying to move around some of the stuff that I already have glued down. So this is where you kind of just need to take your time and be precise. Alright guys, change of plans. I haven't done this in the past, but I'm gonna use this double-sided tape to put on this gold piece. Trying to get this glued on has worked in the past, but it's kind of a little messy. So I'm gonna try this double-sided tape and see if this is any better. And I think this this paper has enough texture to hold that tape, and it should be okay. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I think we nailed that, guys. That went very smooth. You see the back, the tape looks good too. All right, I'm happy with how that went. Let's go ahead and let's put the top on and see how it looks. Wow, looks like we nailed that, guys. I'm really happy with how that went. That can be kind of a risky placement. Definitely gonna be using tape moving forward. All right, guys, I have the gold foil piece in. The next step is getting Kelsey in here. I went ahead, I did this off screen. Forgot to record it, but if you can see, I used my X-Acto knife to, I cut a little notch in this back arch here. It's kind of tough to see, but right there, that's where Kelsey's gonna sit. I'm gonna put some glue down there, and I don't usually like to do this. This is what I call a 1-point contact. So there's only gonna be 1 point of contact holding Kelsey to this piece here. I usually like to have, you know, more than one or a longer surface. So that's why I built that notch there. And I'm hoping if I put some glue in there and on the back side that I'm able to sit them in there and let the glue dry and it'll be okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. This has to be super precise. Again, I don't want to overdo it on the glue on these. All right, I placed them in there. Now I'm just gonna hold this for about a minute and it should be good to go. All right, I just lifted my hand, had it there for about a minute. Now it is sitting by itself. I'm gonna let it dry for another couple minutes and it should be good to go. All right, guys, I let this sit for about 5 minutes. Wouldn't hurt to let it sit for longer. I just want to get this show on the road here. I'm going to continue. So this is the moment of truth. I'm going to go ahead and flip this sports card cube over. And if Kelsey stays in, then we know we're good. If not, that's okay. Sometimes you run into some turbulence while making these, and we'll go from there. I'll figure out something. And he stayed. That's good. That's a good sign, guys. As you can see, that little notch I made ended up working out perfect. The glue kind of sat down in the bottom of that, and I slid Kelsey right into that notch. So we got Kelsey into the sports card cube. So the next thing I'm going to do is put Pacheco and Mahomes in. And if you see, I'm either going to have to overlay them in the middle there and have less of a window for Kelsey, or I can cut off a little bit on each side, like right here, so that their body can be I'm going to scoot their body over as close as I can to the edge so that there's a big enough window to see Kelsey in the background. I think I'm going to do that for both Mahomes and Pacheco. Nice clean cut there. Then I want to align it so that his elbow is as far over to the left as possible. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. There we go. Doesn't look too bad. That way there's just a little bit more of a window for Kelsey. Oh, my finger just hit Kelsey too, and I feel like he's in there pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue them in. Same thing, I'm just gonna dab some glue on these little arches here and place them, hold them for a couple minutes till the glue dries. We'll be good to go. Alright, I've let that sit for a couple minutes now. I'm pretty confident it's glued in there. It feels to the touch, it's not moving at all. Same with the Kelsey. So we're gonna go ahead and glue in Pacheco. And I'm gonna show you guys this, but see these notches here on the side? That's where the case slides in and locks. So I know as long as I'm to the left of that, then I'm gonna have enough clearance. So I'm gonna go as close over to those as I can. And again, just use minimal amount of glue. You don't need a ton. This super glue stuff it works wonders, but here we go. I'm gonna slide Pacheco in behind Mahomes. All right, so I'm gonna hold that there for a couple minutes while it dries. All right, guys, I'm pretty confident that that's not going anywhere. I'm gonna check all three of them slightly, just make sure they're not going anywhere. I will try the flip over test. It looks like we are good to go. So the last thing we need to do for the sports card cube is put the ring in. I'm gonna place it in right now, and then I'm gonna see. I've got two options I'm thinking of. I might try to do some of that double-sided tape on the bottom floor of this to try to hold this in place, and I might do super glue. I want to see how it looks from the side with that little arch that I cut. There you have it. That's what it's gonna look like. Now I just have to figure out how I'm gonna get that ring, and this thing's heavy. This is not plastic, guys. This thing is decently heavy. All right, guys, you're not gonna believe this, but as I was placing the ring into the box, literally the cherry on top, my camera phone, my storage actually filled up, and I'm shooting all this on my phone, but I was able to take some videos and some pictures afterwards, so enjoy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. How's it going, guys? Thanks for watching my video. I just wanted to hop on here and say a quick word. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. I'm a smaller channel right now. I'm trying to grow a community of sports card art related projects and people that are interested in stuff like that. So if that's something that you think you might be interested in, it would mean a lot to me if you would like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thanks for watching my video, guys.